security mission during the air show is definitely unique and behind the scenes, but we have a special event this year standing out from the crowd, trying to attract as much attention as possible. Randy Lewis headed to this first-time showing to see what the buzz is all about.
When you think of an air show, the first thing you probably think about is the roar of jets, or the thousands of people that roam the flight line looking at all the aircraft. This year at Aviation Nation, there's a display that you normally don't associate with air shows: fine art. Nicholas Price, a local sculptor, painter, and photographer, took a year out of his busy schedule to document the men and women serving their country at Nellis and Creech Air Force Bases. Cleared Hot is an exhibit and a 160-page book showing daily life at these two extremely busy installations. The display during Aviation Nation kicked off a one-year tour the artist hopes opens the eyes of people around the country.
My goal was to show a different face of the Air Force, the face of men and women who, underneath the flying planes, made a difference to the way this country is defended and protected. I wanted to capture a personal study in terms of these people's faces and the lives they led.
Price wishes all of his work touches the hearts of the American people as much as they've touched his. But he does have one photo that brings a special sentiment.
This particular photograph is very symbolic in terms of this collection. This was shot at Creech Air Force Base in a night fire exercise. There was a storm coming over, and these guys were all lined up in a question mark collecting their ammunition. And the irony of this was that in a matter of 2 weeks they were going to be deployed to the front line in convoy support duties.
Even with his love of this shot, he picked a different one to grace the cover of the book.
Her photograph, to me, embodied the entire spirit of what the Air Force undertakes. The way she held the flag, it encapsulated the entire purpose and mission. A woman holding the flag had an additional significance in terms of the fact that she was holding it like a child, and in many ways that was symbolic of how somebody that puts on the uniform to serve views their country.
I didn't believe it at first. I didn't know what it was until, I was told at work, and when I saw the picture, I was completely blown away. And having my mom here is like one of the best things, because she's like my rock lately. She's always been there, and it's just a joy to have her here and just share this with me.
I went to the website and I saw it and I read the story about it. I was a bit overwhelmed, and I'm sorry. So I called Grace, and we spoke a little bit about it, and I didn't believe it. I was reading it, but it just didn't sink in. And after a few moments, as I kept talking to her, it dawned on me what it really meant. It is just such a humbleness that God just allowed Mr. Price to choose her.
Nicholas Price has a deep regard for the men and women in the military. The time and effort he dedicated to this project is evident in the photos on display. And what a better way to display his works of art than on Veterans Day weekend. For Ian Nellis, I'm Randy Lewis.
To get tour dates or more information for Cleared Hot, visit naprice.com. That's naprice.com.